It's a study asking Americans, what is the minimum to be financially safe?
Look at this. I feel like
You see this trail cam image of these three?
Here's how I learned that gardening is stupid.
A friend of ours, who will remain nameless, went there.
Yeah.
Got to go on a cool experience, trip, etc. And he said a couple interesting things. He said the mountains looked eerily pointy and four-sided. He said way more mountainous than he thought it would be. I think the illusion made from looking at maps and watching penguins is
By the way,
just
you can
this
see
flat.
mountains. You can see mountains on the Orontius Phineas map, actually.
Oh, is that what the little etchings
Around the
are?
edges there.
Interesting.
Those are mountains.
Now, he also said this. He said a couple things. He said there is a pact with every country that has a slice of it that they will not dig or remove any minerals from Antarctica. And he even said that a scientist was there, said to them, World War III will not start until one of these countries breaks that pact. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under, I believe it's 3 miles, Mark was saying earlier, at its thickest of ice.
Wow, that is one way to start the video. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, are you ready to go to Antarctica so that way we can start expeditions on that mountain and see if it's really a mountain and not a pyramid that's just... Sorry. Hey, I got some more creepy, strange, weird, unusual, disturbing, literally all the things. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain. Yeah.
His dog knew something wasn't right. Then they heard this. A man and his dog were out hiking through the Huron National Forest in Michigan when his dog suddenly stood still as they began to hear the horrifying cries of an unknown creature somewhere in the woods.
I don't know what the hell that is over there.
His dog ran towards it.
Get away from there.
But when the dog gets closer, we can hear it even louder. The man decides it's time to leave.
Yeah, there's many strange things in the woods. Stay away from national parks and state parks and all the parks and forests. Literally all the things. You never know. There's all kinds of strange... What? You're gonna go investigate that? That sounds scary.
I also want to thank you for having Prince, William Shatner, Puff Daddy, and Mick Jagger on the same stage. That is the sign of the apocalypse. Thank you. Thank you. That is the end of the world as we know it.
Only times will tell. Only time will tell. We already know one's in custody. R.I.P. Robin Williams, R.I.P. Prince. We'll see what happens with these other two now.
One time on acid, my friend died in my arms, almost. He was dying. The way it started is we all took some acid together. When it started to hit, we went into my friend's room and we started to go into this realm of consciousness where we all were interconnected and we were all like communicating, but there was no words. We were just all one. And I started making a sound and a vibration that I've never made before. And in that moment, my friend was literally like, like he just started laughing hysterically. So hard to the point that he stopped breathing. He was like, and then he like was on the ground not breathing. And I laid on top of him. And I was like, you gotta breathe like this, like this. And he literally would not breathe. All of a sudden something took over and everybody was like in this different realm. Vibrations were so high that I started literally like my lips were like just quivering so fast. I started having a voice come through that wasn't mine, and it was like the consciousness of my friend. I guess it was too much to go through him, so it started coming through me. And it was like, this body serves as a channel communicating through me. Whatever energies were wanting to come through were able to come through my body, and it was just like a very shamanic experience, and I'll never do it again because of it.
Takeaway.
We're all psychic beings. We're all interconnected in a vibrational level. It showed me how I'm able to connect with beings without having to even be in physical connection. When that awareness gave me a big release of ego and awareness of our higher power and our interconnectedness.
I totally get it. Hey, you are never going to do it again because you had an experience that's just like so crazy that it's like, hey, listen to this. Yeah, I just listened to you. Oh boy, your friend was going to breathe no matter what. Hey, I've tried it myself. You try not to breathe and then your body just takes over. You know, eventually it breathes for itself without you thinking about it.
Shocking turn of events for a 48-year-old dad.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
Hands and legs after doing something so many of us do.
What he do? What he do?
I got licked by a dog.
That's
oh my
right.
God!
All this from being licked by a dog.
See, that's why you can't have these dogs
also
licking you.
Braced for more. He's about to lose his nose.
About to, baby. That shit already gone.
Too, and it's almost like a frostbite.
Oh my God! Look like you sip your nose in doo-doo.
When he went to a neighborhood party at a park near his home in Wisconsin.
There was like 5 dogs at the party.
And you touched them.
In a pond, and I was touching all of them because I love
you
dogs.
Touched them.
Greg's doctors believe he contracted a bacteria from one of the dogs that licked him.
Oh my God!
Not washing my hands and rubbing my eye or my
now why would you watch?
Somehow.
That's nasty. Why you wash your hands?
Has been ruled out as the source of the infection because she wasn't at the party.
I'm gonna pray for you, but
According to Greg's family, she doesn't lick. Beverly Hills veterinarian Jeffrey Werber says the bacteria that infected Greg,
his nose about to be gone too.
Canomorsis. It's found in 75% of dogs, but
it's
extremely rare for it to infect.
What the heck? So it's extremely rare, but it still happens? Oh my God. And then that vet was getting licked too. I'm like, bro, are you serious? This is not the video we're supposed to be getting. Alright, is this a way that they're like trying to prevent dogs from being adopted or something? Is this misinformation? What's really happening here? I've heard the same thing about cats too. Cats and cat scratches. Don't come after me. I'm just reacting.
I only have 2 thoughts on the underwater alien. One, if they live in the ocean, they're not aliens. They live there. They're just wet guys. 2, do they think that we're aliens because we're like above them in the sky? Do they see scuba divers as intergalactic visitors? If the Pentagon is watching this, get back to me.
Oh my God, this guy is genius. These are the right questions. These are the right questions. And I feel like they do. They 100% do. We are the aliens to them. But in reality, they have way better tech than us. They're just like, maybe they have better tech and they're just hiding it. And it's like, nah, you guys are surviving underwater. Like, imagine us trying to do that. Do you know how much energy we would use? Okay, this video much better than the Blue Origin video where she was like moaning and all this weird stuff. This one, I'll take it, much better.
Guys, this video is extremely tragic. Another person just fell victim to the lepidodendron tree. This video that I got tagged in is probably going to be the last one this creator ever uploads. She first starts off by saying, "My day is ruined," and then pans up to show the dreaded lepidodendron tree. Now, if you guys can't tell, of course I am joking around here. This video is in regards to the lepidodendron tree meme where it says, "This tree is extinct. If you see it, you've fallen into a rip in the fabric of space-time." We've talked about it before. But while this does look like a lepidodendron tree, here's how you can tell that it is not one. The first thing that you need to look at here is the bark of this tree. The lepidodendron is oftentimes referred to as a scaled tree. That's because the bark looks like it has scales. These are very specialized leaves. You can see this is just standard tree bark. Additionally, a lot of trees will self-prune, cutting off branches lower to the bottom. So if there are any branches or signs of branches in the past, it's not a lepidodendron. Then again, I could be wrong and this creator might have fallen into a rip in the fabric of space and time, but this is just my hunch. What about you guys?
Wait, so did someone make the other tree to look like the tree that they're saying caused the rip in the space-time continuum? I'm not sure. Everyone's okay. I mean, we have the footage, so the lady's probably okay. And this guy's like, hey, it's not the extinct species. This is some other look-alike tree. All right. I'll have to take your word for it. I'm not the expert here. But hey, are you an expert? Are you a goon? Who are you? What are you trying to do here? Hey, I'm looking to grow here in the YouTube algorithm. If you made it to this point, you must enjoy what you're watching. Do us a favor, interact with the video, help us grow. Thank you.
Look at this. I feel like I could reach out. Look at that. No sound. What you're hearing is behind me. That looks like it, but that's a plane. That's a drone, and it's slow. So look, you'll be able to see both in a second. There's the plane to the right, there's the drone.
Okay, yes, 100% the lights on the left are drone lights. There is a drone in your thing. This is the New Jersey drones. There's so many things. There's so many things happening at the time of recording. It's like crazy. Everyone's talking about the Jersey drones. I'm sure by the time you guys see this video, we've moved on to the next distraction. But hey, they've always been there, right? They've always been monitoring, right? This isn't anything new. They've always been there. Now we're just waking up to it and starting to look up in the sky. Don't look up. Sorry.
You see this trail cam image of these 3 deer? Do you notice anything odd? Come on, you gotta notice this one. They all got lights between their antlers and on their heads. Yeah, lights. Now I'm gonna show you those light deer a little closer. But I'm gonna tell you, I think I have an idea of what this is. And while I don't want to be a buzzkill, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one. So as we look closer at these shabba deer, you can see the lights between the antlers don't look like they're connected to the deer at all. But the smaller lights, they do really look like they're over their eyes. Or near their eyes. Let's look at another closer image. As you can see, it's almost like they're decorated with Christmas tree lights. That's the first thing I was thinking when I saw this, that somebody dressed them up like a Christmas tree. Now what I think is going on, I don't think this is anything paranormal whatsoever. I believe somehow these deer either got lights stuck on them, or more than likely, this image is CGI. Yeah, I kind of believe this image is fake. Not the deer are real, the lights, I think they were added later. Like I said, don't want to be a buzzkill, but that is my opinion. Let me know your opinion, Booshkies, in the comment section. Shabadoo!
What do you mean? I want those deer to start doing the Kamehameha through their antlers and then finally be the ultimate destructive. Never mind. Destructive force that can eventually. Sorry. I just want special deer, like superhuman, not superhuman, but like superpower deer. Wouldn't that be so cool? Imagine one animal just finally has the awakening and they're like, it's gonna be like Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Deers.
Mystery of the 7 sages. So how do we make sense of these beings if they were real?
As per the Sumerians, the kingdom of Enki, who was the lord of the underworld, and he's the one who sends his sages, these Apkallu, to the people in Babylon. The sages are of a much higher stature than the dwarfs, the elves and the fairies and all the entire ensemble of magical creatures. So the sages were of a higher stature. They were more wise, more powerful. That is why the sages don't appear all the time. They basically appear at the beginning of our civilization, and they also marry human women, and they give birth to a lineage of sages who then carry on that tradition. That's what we have in India. We have this concept of the 7 sages, and they originally came from the 7 stars of the major constellation of the Great Bear.
Yeah, I mean, it's written, so there must be some truth to that story, right? Someone depicted it. Why would they come up with all these things? Those sages must have existed. Hey, come on now. Don't be the one. You know. There's the books out there that are way older than us, and somebody came up with something. Yeah, speed up. Why would you stop driving? You just keep going. You're gonna flood your engine if you stop driving in the wrong way, Vincent, and then something happens. Oh my God. Yeah, this is Massachusetts. This is Boston. Welcome. How you doing?
What the hell happened there? She literally went flying. Let's dig a little deeper. If it were a hefty gust of wind, the guy in the orange top would have been impacted by it too. And it doesn't look like some weird gymnastics that she performed herself. It looks like someone or something threw her to the ground.
Yeah, it does. I mean, either like someone threw a brick at her and then she went with the force of the brick or stone, but like, for me, it does look paranormal. I don't know how else to explain this. There has been a video where I watched one time where like the cars started moving and it ended up being like a street sweeper got latched onto a cable, and that's what caused the cars to move like weirdly into the intersection. But there's no cable here. That's something. Somebody tell me what ended up happening. Is this lady still okay?
If clouds can weigh up to 500 cars, how do they float? Government space lasers. The thing you have to remember is that the sky isn't empty. If it was, then it would look like this. Basically what you see on the moon. But our atmosphere is full of moisture and nitrogen, and that makes it a fluid. A fluid is basically anything that changes its shape based on the thing it's in. Like coffee or blowing up a balloon. Meaning that liquid and gas are both fluids. With that being said, the sky is similar to the ocean in the sense that the deeper you go, the more of it is crushing you. There's about 15 pounds pressing down on every square inch of you right now. Basically, the atmosphere is heavy and thick. Once you wrap your head around that, clouds make a bit more sense. Clouds are made of very small water droplets and sometimes ice crystals. On their own, they're too small and light to plummet, like the dust floating around in your grandma's very haunted attic. The particles are less dense than the air below, allowing things to float. The droplets actually are slowly making their way down. It's just hard to notice. It's not until clouds become too heavy from the accumulation of condensed water that it turns into rain or snow, which is much more noticeable. They lied.
Yeah, they 100% lied. You're lying right now. What do you mean? You just flat out told us that the sky is like the ocean. And now that explains why the astronauts are drowning up there in their spacesuits. That's why they need the snorkel so they can Something's happening here. We're gonna keep it going.
Here's how I learned that gardening is stupid. Well, at least the way I grew up doing it on a farm. With a market garden that looked like this, it's just so much work for relatively little reward. Tilling, planting, fertilizing, watering, weeding, pest control. Which is why every study finds that even top-tier market gardeners are only making like $7 to $10 an hour for all their work. Then when I was 24 years old, after a long day working on the farm, I went for a bike ride. And at the bike trail, there were a bunch of people picking black raspberries. So I went home and got buckets, and I filled up 3 buckets full of black raspberries. And it occurred to me that I would go back to the same bike trail all season long to pick blackberries and strawberries and elderberries and wild grapes and these cornelian cherries. There's wild pears there, apples, all sorts of wild vegetables. It occurred to me, literally nobody was doing any work to maintain all this. The plants and the animals in the ecosystem were maintaining it. And I realized we're doing this wrong on the farm. So then I analyzed and recreated that food forest at home, but using some better edible species. And it was just as productive and easy at home as it was at the bike trail. Food forest is like the closest you can get to free food.
What the heck? This is for intelligent as heck. Oh my god, that is smart. Hey, why do all the work when you can just have a forest that just does the work for you, and you can just... Oh my god, you're like terraforming your backyard to be a vegetative forest of sorts, and you're gonna have all kinds of animals and stuff that are just gonna take care of it. Wow, this is like similar to like the people with their eco pools or whatever, where it's just like a pool that sustains from just like the environment around it, you know. And it's some of them, they look like green, and people would be out in those pools just drinking the water like it's just as healthy. It's just like nature. It's nature's intended. Put a filter on. Filter your water. Trust me. Trust me.
My husband just told me about this that was just released. It's a study asking Americans, what is the minimum to be financially successful? The numbers are wild, okay? So boomers, this is annual salary. Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. I mean, what?
Bro, what the heck? What the heck? Are Gen Zers actually making this much? I just want to know. Oh my god, none of these. I don't like any of these. I'm never going to be financially successful. Oh my god, what the heck? Nah, we're all gonna make it. You stop it. You stop it. We're goons. We're gonna be the ones, and then soon we're all gonna come up with the ideas, and people are gonna look to us to be like, hey, where do we go from here? And we're like, hey, let me show you how. We prepped for this. We know.
Alright, we're out in the woods metal detecting, and I've come across a trip line. I've not ever seen one of these before, so it's pretty creepy, but we're right on the property line where private property starts. If you look, I don't really want to go on their property much, but you can see a trip line right here. It goes all the way across right when you would step on their property, so you guys got to be careful where you're going. Who knows what would happen if you ran into that line.
All right, first of all, I know exactly what that line is. That is just a property line guide wire, and I've seen it in multiple wooded areas where people like to, know that their property is from this line, and sometimes it's a piece of string or twine that they go from one corner to the other, and you'll figure out which trees are yours and which trees aren't. So I don't think there's a tripwire. I don't think you're in the war times where if you trip it, boom. Nah, none of that. I feel everything's fine here. But hey, who knows? I ain't gonna go near it still. It's private property. Why would I go near it?
Yup, they actually found it. Archaeologists in Turkey have announced they might have discovered the sarcophagus of Santa Claus near the Church of St. Nicholas in Demre, Turkey, which is believed to be his original burial place. Now, Santa Claus was real, sort of. Originally a Greek bishop by the name of St. Nicholas, who was known for many miracles and of course his generosity through his love of giving gifts, which is where we get Santa from. He lived in the ancient city of Myra, now Turkey, where in the centuries following his passing in 343 AD, the Church of St. Nicholas was built over the area where he served and was originally buried. But in the 11th century, his remains were thought to have been moved to the Basilica di San Nicola in Italy, and were moved around to different sacred sites throughout Italy during the Crusades and all that. So for hundreds of years, we just kind of thought that was it. Santa Claus's bones were all over the place. But now they believe to have found his actual tomb fully intact. A limestone sarcophagus about 2 meters in length with a raised triangular lid that actually matches historical records of what his coffin was supposed to look like. So far, only the lid has been uncovered, and they're continuing to excavate the entire burial chamber with the hopes of finding some sort of inscription in the sarcophagus that can tell us Santa Claus confirmed in the months to come.
Bro, you're gonna ruin so many kids' dreams and stuff. Don't even uncover this. Just let it be. Just let us live with the version of Santa Claus that we have now. That Coca-Cola told us that he wears red suits, and now we just go with the Santa Claus wear red suits. But now Santa Claus is a real person that we could be uncovering. Wait, oh man, it's getting close to holiday season. What is it, tomorrow? New Eve? Is tomorrow the Eve? And then the next? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. At the time of recording, I'm nowhere close to the holidays here, but I'm sure by the time you guys see this, it's very close. How'd you do it? Didn't I tell you there were all kinds of strange, weird, creepy, all the things? Yeah, you didn't believe me, did you? And guess what? Next time I see you, there's going to be even more weird, creepy, strange. So hopefully I will see you again. But there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them. Continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. Hey, if you made it to this point, let me know. Toby, T-O-B-I. Toby, T-O-B-I. All right? I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Videos on the screen. Bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.